let's just address the elephant in the room. I am still on vacation. Okay, but seriously, the real elephant in the room. I am wearing quite possibly the best outfit I've ever worn. And I'm very in love with it and I'm very addicted. We got a whole tie-dye sweatsuit on and I'm in love. But anyway, you guys are here for a journaling Q&A. I'm gonna answer all of your journaling questions. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, my name is Carrie Walker and welcome back to my channel. I believe this is part 5 of our journaling Q&As now. We got a lot of journaling questions to cover, so we got a lot of parts. So every single time one of you guys asks a journaling question, I always screenshot it and put it in this like long album of journaling questions. And I promise I'll do my best to get to all of them at some point, but it might take a while. If you have any other questions, make sure to comment them down below. Go watch all the other parts, watch this one, subscribe so you can see future parts. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. The first question is, what got you into journaling and what's your favorite thing about it? Okay, so as for what got me into journaling, I don't know. I really have no idea. I started journaling when I was 6 years old in 1st grade. I literally just saw a little diary at the book fair at my elementary school and I was like, Mom, I need to get that. And it was like $8 or $9. My mom was like, no way, you're never gonna use it. I begged her and she finally let me get it. And here we are. I ended up writing in that first diary for like 5 years. It took 5 years to fill up the whole thing. And now I'm 19 and I am currently in my 19th journal, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's definitely like a big passion of mine. It's a big part of my personality. But I don't know what drew me to it. I think maybe I was attracted to like the lock on the outside of the diary or just like having like secrets or something. I don't know. So I don't know what attracted me to it, but maybe it was just like in my blood. I don't know. I know my dad has kept journals. I think he has like a journal from like his mom or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like one of those things that was my destiny. I don't know. And then my favorite thing about it, that is honestly so hard. Anyone that knows me knows that I could literally talk about journaling forever, like nonstop, about just like all the things I love about it, all of the benefits it has for you. And if I had to like choose one thing about it that's my favorite, I don't know. Like I could talk about like my favorite things of like daily journaling or just like in general journaling. I think honestly, I just like that it's an outlet for you to be yourself. It's a place where you can truly be yourself without worrying about like someone judging you. I never feel like I'm saying too much. I don't feel pressured to be a certain somebody, although that is something that I've like kind of had to navigate over the years in my journaling. I just love that I'm able to express myself in a healthy way, whether I'm sad, angry, happy, excited, any emotion really, and I'm just able to like get that out onto paper and form my thoughts into a tangible thing that I can see and feel. And then like building off of that, I love being able to look back on memories and seeing how I've changed over time. And I could go on forever. I could make a whole video about just like all the things I love about journaling, which I definitely need to do. But for now, that's my answer. So the next question is, how do you reread your journals? Do you read them cover to cover or mark important pages or reread them at all? So yes, I definitely reread my journals. I know I just kind of touched on that. I don't have like a specific method. I don't think I've ever sat down though and like read a journal cover to cover, which like honestly I really want to do. I was wanting to make a video about me sitting and reading all of my journals, although that would literally take days, because think about it, it's like literally 19 different books, like reading them all cover to cover. That would take a million years. I am currently though through my reading my diary series. I started at the very beginning of my first diary and I'm just kind of working my way through it, although that is going at a slower pace because I don't want to get like into the recent journal entries online because that is still personal to me. So I just gotta space out those videos and take it little by little, which by the way, the next reading my diary video will probably be out around 20k or 25k subscribers. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so that you guys can see that video sooner. But whenever I reread my journals, most of the times it's because I'll remember a specific entry or a specific thing that I want to like try and find in my journals. And what's really cool is that a lot of the times whenever I'm like, oh, like I'm pretty sure I journaled about this, I will easily be able to, for the most part, pinpoint which journal it's in and like what area of the journal it's in. So I'll be able to be like, oh, I'm pretty sure this like memory or this thing that I journaled about is in like my green journal, and then I like whip it out, find the page. Or like I'll be like, oh, it was in 2017, and I'll be able to find like a journal from 2017 and find it. But yeah, most of the times I reread my journal, it's because I'm thinking of a specific thing that I want to try and find. After I do that, a lot of the times I'll like see other things in the journal and then I'll get sucked into like the whole rereading process, and then I just like read a bunch, and then we'll literally sit there for like an hour or two and just like be rereading things until I'm able to suck myself back out. Oh my gosh, there's a baby outside. I want a baby. Not right now, but like one day. Anyway, I love babies. Okay, so I don't mark important pages, although that would be cool. I think it would be really cool to have like a table of contents somehow. But yeah, sometimes also I love like looking back on like the past week and just kind of like reflecting on my journal entries and seeing like I've changed over a week or like a month. I don't know. I think though what would be cool is if, and sorry, I'm rambling so much, but I think what would be cool is after every time I finished a journal, I like sat down and reread the whole thing or something. Like that would take a while, but I think that would be really like fun. And I just think that would be really enriching and rewarding. Next question, what journal do you most look forward to reading in the future? Honestly, okay, I feel like the like most entertaining journals to read are like when I was younger, and I really wish I had more journals from when I was younger because like I said, I think I said this, my first ever journal took me 5 years to fill up, which is a long time, especially now that I like fill out a whole journal in a couple months, give or take. But like it gets recent very quickly in my journals because I didn't get serious about journaling until like middle school. I started daily journaling when I was 14 turning 15 because it was in 2017, and I turned 15 in March of 2017. But so I guess I look forward to reading those like younger entries, but also I feel like when I'm older I'm gonna love looking back on like the college years of like right now what I'm living. And then I don't know if it's like a specific journal per se, but it's just more of like a time period. I feel like one day when I get married, like seeing the journal entries of like my husband before we got married and like seeing like that progress and just seeing how our relationship like continues and grows over time and how we grow together and fall in love with each other, I feel like that would be really cool. Whenever I have like a baby and like having little journal entries about a baby. I don't know, I like, those are like future journals too. That's not even anytime soon. I love it all. I don't know, I can't choose. I'm really indecisive, guys. Someone asked me, do I ever buy journals and then not write in them? All the time, yes. So I buy a lot of journals. Every single time I go to a store that has journals, I have to like stop myself from going to the journaling section because I know if I go there, I'm gonna spend all of my money and I don't want to lose all my money. Although when I do splurge on journals, it's like not the worst thing in the world because I do know that I'll end up writing in them. Even if I don't get to it now, I know that eventually whenever I like fill up journals, I'll get to the ones that I just bought. So I know it's not gonna go to waste, although I definitely do have some journals that I'll probably never end up writing in because like I'd see like a little journal and I'd be like, oh, it's such a pretty journal, I really like it, it's like cool, I love it, and then I'll buy it, but then it's like small. And like personally, I like writing in big journals. So this is my current journal, this is my 19th journal. I like that it's big. I can take things in, I can write a lot. I just like bigger journals personally. All of the small journals that I have, which I don't have with me now, otherwise I'd show you because again, I'm still on vacation. But all of those like smaller journals, I really don't think I'll end up using them for like journaling in, although I do have some ideas of things I want to do in them for like other personal things. So I definitely have journals that I don't write in after buying them. Most of them I will get to, some of them I'm not so sure. Someone asked me how many pages are in your journals. That's a good question. Does this say? I feel like most of my journals are anywhere from like, I think it's like 160 to 200 pages. It doesn't say. I really don't want to count either. I'm gonna like look it up online and see how many pages are in this specific journal, and I'll put it right here for you guys to see. I think it's 160, might be 200, but I think it's 160. I don't really care about like the length, like of how many pages. I just like that there are like a lot of pages in it, and I like thicker pages that don't bleed, and I like pages with a lot of lines so I can write a lot on each page. Someone asked, how do I end my journals? P.S. I love your videos and your positivity. Thank you so much. I don't have like a set way of ending my journals. A lot of people ask me, how do you start a journal? How do you end a journal? And I could also make a video on that, but like I really don't have a specific way. I feel like starting a journal to me is easier than ending a journal because when you start a journal, you can kind of like, there's like so many ways you can go with it, whereas like ending it, it's like the end of an era. I don't know. I try to like not make it like a big deal because at the end of the day, it's not. You're just like moving into another journal. Don't get me wrong. It's very exciting to finish a journal. It is so satisfying. It is so amazing. As for what you write when you end a journal, it's not like it has to be this grand finale, you know, like it doesn't need to be this like big pressuring thing. So that's what I mean when I say like it's not, like I try not to make it like this big whole crazy pressuring thing where I have to write the most perfect thing ever, because you don't have to. You can just write whatever you want. I feel like a lot of the times I'll just kind of have like a little reflection on like how the journal was, on like if it took me a long time to fill up the journal or not, and like maybe why it did. Maybe I was like really busy and I like only wrote like one page every single day instead of like multiple pages, and so the journal took me forever to fill up. Sometimes I'll write about just like how crazy it is that I'm like finishing my journal and like how I don't have the perfect thing to say. One of my favorite things to do while journaling is to literally express your uncertainty. So like I've definitely started a journal before where I'm like, how do you start a journal? I don't know. And I literally walk myself through that and express that I don't really know what to do, that there isn't a perfect way to start a journal, and that there are so many different ways you can take it. But what I want to like just let you guys know and just emphasize to you is that there is no wrong way to journal. End of story. So you can end a journal however the heck you want. But if you guys want, I can make a video on different ways you can start and end a journal, because I totally get the like wanting a specific like thing. Sometimes having things like very open-ended can be very overwhelming. So I can definitely make like a video to kind of like be a guide for you guys. Is it okay to set a time limit for each entry? Sure, yeah, why not? I mean, if you want to, you can like do like a 5-minute write at the end of every day, or like 15 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. That would actually be cool, of like setting like an hour of like just journaling, like no distractions, like just sitting there and journaling, just like for however amount of time you want. For me personally, I don't have like a time limit for myself. I know that like filling up an entire page for me and my journals usually takes me about 15 minutes. Sometimes 10 if I'm writing quickly, sometimes closer to 20-ish or more if I'm like writing really slowly and like really thinking about what I'm writing. But I don't have like a certain amount of time that I give myself for each entry, but if you want to do that, go ahead. Next is, how long does it typically take you to fill up a journal? Typically 3 or 4 or 5 months. Ooh, that's cool. Anyway, yeah, like 3 or 4 or 5 months, I think. I don't know. I don't really keep track of it that much. I feel like if I focus on the amount of time that it takes me to fill up a journal, or like how long I've been in a specific journal, then I don't know, I feel like it becomes harder to fill up because I'm just so focused on filling it up. Whereas I like to take things day by day and focus on filling each page, and then like before you know it, it's already done. There's no rush to finish a journal, but sometimes, one time it took me like, in my first journal, it took me 5 years to fill up, and then the quickest I've ever finished a journal, I think it was like a week and a half. It was like 10 days or something. I just had a lot to write about then. What I do is definitely not the like specific way that you're supposed to journal. I got my own journaling system that works for me. You guys can find yours. We can all journal together in our big journaling army, and it'll be great. Also, speaking of which, journaling army merch. No idea when that'll ever happen. One day it should. I definitely hope it will, but I definitely will have to make a tie-dye journaling merch, because that just sounds like the best thing in existence. If anyone knows how to make merch, like good merch, good quality sweatshirts and t-shirts and maybe sweatpants, I don't know, whatever, let me know. Also, journals, if anyone knows how to make journals or like get journals printed, like a printing company or anything, contact me, comment down below, DM me on Instagram, get in touch with me, because I would really like to know these things, because I have no idea how to do it. Okay, so the next question, someone said, I wanted to ask if you have any tips for someone who is deeply annoyed by their handwriting. I am definitely a perfectionist and I like writing, but I don't do it much because I always erase or cross out words a gazillion times before it comes out the way I want it to. I feel like my biggest tip for this would be that practice makes progress. There are so many handwritings out there that are so beautiful and I wish I had them, but there is definitely like a layer of accepting your own unique individual handwriting, but there are definitely things you can do to make it neater, to make it more organized. Really, it comes down to like practicing handwriting, and in order to do that, there are tons of different like YouTube videos out there. There are different like worksheets of like tracing things, you know, in like elementary school when you literally like trace over the letters and like, you know, you could do that. Like that definitely helps go back to the basics. I have a handwriting video where I like try and like help you guys with your handwriting, where I go deeper into just kind of like the building blocks of it and how to have like more organized looking handwriting. There are a ton of different like TikTok accounts and things that you can look at. I'm sure there are like workbooks and things you could find or order off of Amazon or something like that. There are a lot of resources out there, but overall, practice, practice, practice. That's what's gonna give you neater, more like nicer handwriting. handwriting. But again, I do think it's very important to just like find something about your handwriting that you really love. Just the fact that it is unique to you, it's your own, and no one else can have the exact same handwriting as you. It's literally your own written fingerprint, and that is just so beautiful. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you have any other journaling questions, comment them down below, and maybe one day I'll get to them in a journaling Q&A. We still got a lot to get through. I love these videos so much. They're so much fun to film. I just love talking to you guys, and I love talking about journaling. But anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I love each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!